Hello, my name is Philip Gosselin, and I'm a Canadian artist living in Toronto. What a year we just had. 2020 has shown us that woke is the single most important issue of our time. The culture war is happening, but who's fighting? As progressives are the ones who produce the bulk of our culture. Most governments in the free world are now liberal, and even if they weren't, that is not where the battleground is, because politics is downstream of education and culture. So let's take a look at education. For the past decades, social sciences have been teaching postmodernism, so today's world is not surprising at all. Postmodernism led to feminist studies, which led to gender studies, and now we have critical race theory, and those are not limited to yuppie Ivy League institutions. They are being taught in K-12 right now. The San Diego Unified School District, who represents 120,000 students and 6,000 teachers, is now forcing its staff to attend white privilege training where they are forced to actively become anti-racist in their classrooms and the workplace through different means and affirmations. Meanwhile, only 47% of their students reach proficiency in reading and math. Elsewhere, the Loudoun County Public Schools in Virginia has now an equity team who spent more than $500,000 of taxpayers' money on systemic racism training. It now wants to establish a new code of conduct for employees that would be as far-reaching as their personal communications in and off campus. First Amendment be damned. The climate in academia is now so oppressive that professors either toe the line and keep their mouth shut or face the worst if they dare not to be part of the groupthink. The situation is so bad in academia right now. At Yale, for instance, the number of senior staff and professors who are not liberals is so small that it has been determined that they have zero impact on campus culture. Zero. What will the education system look like when your children or grandchildren go through it in 10 years? Let's talk culture. The film, television, and music industries are arguably the most progressive industries I know. Sure, they make products for everyone, but deep down inside, and especially Hollywood, they do not have any interest in promoting values that are not their own. The BAFTAs and in Britain and the Academy now have quotas to meet for awards consideration. Recently, the Directors Guild of Canada released a manifesto asking for the same. 2 years ago, a young filmmaker told me to my face that a producer told him he would never get grant money from the government to make his first feature. And he was also told that he could never get into the director's program at the Canadian Film Centre, which is Canada's top film school. The reason? He's a man and he's white. That's it. Institutions and governments have now in place mechanisms that will normalize equity. There's absolutely no better way to slowly kill meritocracy. In the news and public spheres, the blowback is more pronounced. The last 5 years have seen the rise of many personalities that were completely outside the system. People like Jordan Peterson, Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, Dave Rubin, and Ben Shapiro, just to name a few. They all carved up a niche and their audience is continually growing, but is it culture? Tim Pool said it best in his special announcement on December 1st. Most of us YouTube creators only react to the news, and we are not creating anything of cultural value. He's absolutely right. News and information are very important, but culture is about the human experience. It promotes values, stand the test of time, and can influence generations to come. This has nothing to do with the fickle 24-hour news cycle. In the grand scheme of things, the entertainment industry doesn't care if they lose money on certain projects, because on a cultural level, they always have a net gain. They have successfully produced and released entertainment that promotes their values, not ours. Regardless if they recoup down the line, the culture gain is net and goes unchallenged. This is just the beginning. The lack of counterculture led to the rise of many social constructs, one crazier than the other. Doxing, cancel culture, implicit bias, fake news, censoring classical works, redefining words to suit a narrative, cultural appropriation, identity politics, toxic masculinity, and so on. Where is it going to end? If you value freedom of expression, meritocracy, and a free market, you will need to add culture to your portfolio if you want to preserve the lifestyle that you enjoy and leave it to your descendants. Otherwise, your hard work will not pay off and they will have less opportunities. I have a powerful piece of culture that is ready to be produced. It is much more than just that. It is the start of something brand new, and it is all wrapped up in a proposition that has low risk, a low break-even point, and is made of a multitude of revenue sources. It can bring you satisfaction on a financial, personal, and interpersonal level. Reach out to me and let's talk. I will gladly answer all your questions and send you the video presentation. I can assure you it is worth 10 minutes of your time. Take care.